Paradise fish. When you think of paradise fish, they are really interesting animals. They are sort of related to the gourami sort of fish type in the aquarium trade. Um, Paradise fish are they originate from sort of paddy fields, and these sort of paddy fields sort of the things like bogland in the UK, where it's all submerged and there's lots of plants, and they sort of survive in that. And really the male's colour in paradise fish are really beautiful. You've got like red marks to them, you've got purple in there, and sort of the way they move, and they move about the tank, at the bottom of the tank, it really is really nice. I found with my paradise fish, I got 2 in my tank, and in my paradise fish, I like to go into sort of vegetated areas, and I like to go into like shade, and so that is obviously reflecting this sort of rice land sort of existence. In terms of like breeding, because they're like a member of the gourami sort of family, they breed very similar to that of betta fish or Siamese fighter fish, as sort of the mainstream sort of remember them as. They sort of create a bubble nest, and the female lays eggs, and it works out like that, and it's really interesting. And so anyway, so that's how you go into sort of breeding them. The only thing is, sexing them, normally the males is a lot more vibrant in colour, and it's a lot more larger. But if you've got 2 males, or even 2 females, you might think that one of them is sort of the dominant male, because what normally happens if you've got 2 males, they're not as aggressive to one another as 2 male betta fish or Siamese fighters. With Siamese fighters, they'll kill each other to death. But what happens in sort of the paradise fish society is that one will be more dominant over the other, and any sort of disagreements are there, but it's not a life or death sort of situation. So anyway, that's something to look out for when you're looking at paradise fish, and make sure you have a large tank for them to sort of have their own sort of space. I feed my paradise fish tropical flake food, and they really do quite well. As I said to you before, I like shade, so I've got like rock areas and tunnels that they like to go in, and also I've got oxygenating plants and other little gizmos and whatever in the tank that they like to explore, and they like sort of dark areas. And paradise fish really they are very intelligent. They remind me of like wise men. They've got something about them that makes them very intelligent and very humble, and they're a lot more I feel that from keeping them, they seem to be a lot more thinking through things, as opposed to like Danios that just dart up and down sort of the tank. So anyway, paradise fish, if you've got the room, are great fish. They can go in sort of cold water and hot water, so they're sort of a temperate sort of fish. And yeah, so I'll definitely recommend them. And please comment, rate and subscribe. Thank you. Bye bye.